Well, you spoke several times before about ideological subversion. That is a phrase that I'm afraid some Americans don't fully understand. When the Soviets used the phrase ideological subversion, what do they mean by it?
Ideological subversion is the process which is legitimate, overt, and open. You can see it with your own eyes. All you have to do, all American mass media has to do, is to unplug their bananas from their ears, open up their eyes, and they can see it. There is no mystery. There is nothing to do with espionage. I know that espionage intelligence gathering looks more romantic. It sells more deodorants through the advertising, probably. That's why your Hollywood producers are so crazy about James Bond type of thrillers. But in reality, the main emphasis of the KGB is not in the area of intelligence at all. According to my opinion and opinion of many defectors of my caliber, only about 15% of time, money, and manpower is spent on espionage as such. The other 85% is a slow process which we call either ideological subversion or active measures, активные мероприятия in the language of the KGB, or psychological warfare. What it basically means is to change the perception of reality of every American to such an extent that despite of the abundance of information, no one is able to come to sensible conclusions in the interests of defending themselves, their families, their community, and their country. It's a great brainwashing process which goes very slow, and it's divided in 4 basic stages. The first one being demoralization. It takes from 15 to 20 years to demoralize a nation. Why that many years? Because this is the minimum number of years which requires to educate one generation of students in the country of your enemy, exposed to the ideology of the enemy. In other words, Marxism-Leninism ideology is being pumped into the soft heads of at least 3 generations of American students without being challenged or counterbalanced by the basic values of Americanism, American patriotism. The result you can see. Most of the people who graduated in the 60s, dropouts or half-baked intellectuals, are now occupying the positions of power in the government, civil service, business, mass media, educational system. You are stuck with them. You cannot get rid of them. They are contaminated. They are programmed to think and react to certain stimuli in a certain pattern. You cannot change their mind, even if you expose them to authentic information, even if you prove that white is white and black is black, you still cannot change the basic perception and the logic of behavior. In other words, these people, the process of demoralization is complete and irreversible. To get rid society of these people, you need another 20 or 15 years to educate a new generation of patriotically minded and common sense people who would be acting in favor and in the interests of the United States society.
And yet these people who've been programmed and, as you say, in place, and
Yes.
who are favorable to an opening with the Soviet concept, these are the very people who would be marked for extermination in this country?
Most of them, yes. Simply because the psychological shock when they will see in future what the beautiful society of equality and social justice means in practice, obviously they will revolt. They will be very unhappy, frustrated people. And the Marxist-Leninist regime does not tolerate these people. Obviously they will join the links of dissenters, dissidents. Unlike in present United States, there will be no place for dissent in future Marxist-Leninist America. Here you can get popular like Daniel Ellsberg and filthy rich like Jane Fonda for being dissident, for criticizing your Pentagon. In future, these people will be simply squashed like cockroaches. Nobody is going to pay them nothing for their beautiful, noble ideas of equality. This they don't understand, and it will be greatest shock for them, of course. The demoralization process in the United States is basically completed already. For the last 25 years, actually it's overfulfilled, because demoralization now reaches such areas where previously not even Comrade Andropov and all his experts would even dream of such a tremendous success. Most of it is done by Americans to Americans, thanks to lack of moral standards. As I mentioned before, exposure to true information does not matter anymore. A person who was demoralized is unable to assess true information. The facts tell nothing to him. Even if I shower him with information, with authentic proof, with documents, with pictures, even if I take him by force to the Soviet Union and show him concentration camp, he will refuse to believe it until he is going to receive a kick in his fat bottom. When a military boot crashes then he will understand, but not before that. That's the tragic of the situation of demoralization. So basically America is stuck with demoralization, and unless, even if you start right now, here, this minute, you start educating new generation of Americans, it will still take you 15 to 20 years to turn the tide of ideological perception of reality back to normalcy and patriotism. The next stage is destabilization. This time, subverter does not care about your ideas and the patterns of your consumption. Whether you eat junk food and get fat and flabby, it doesn't matter anymore. This time, and it takes only from 2 to 5 years to destabilize a nation, what matters is essentials: economy, foreign relations, defense systems. And you can see it quite clearly that in some areas, in such sensitive areas as defense and economy, the influence of Marxist-Leninist ideas in the United States is absolutely fantastic. I could never believe it 14 years ago when I landed in this part of the world, that the process will go that fast. The next stage, of course, is crisis. It may take only up to 6 weeks to bring a country to the verge of crisis. You can see it in Central America now. And after crisis, with a violent change of power, structure, and economy, you have so-called the period of normalization. It may last indefinitely. Normalization is a cynical expression borrowed from Soviet propaganda. When the Soviet tanks moved into Czechoslovakia in '68, Comrade Brezhnev said, "Now the situation in brotherly Czechoslovakia is normalized." This is what will happen in the United States if you allow all these schmucks to bring the country to crisis, to promise people all kind of goodies and the paradise on earth, to destabilize your economy, to eliminate the principle of free market competition, and to put a big brother government in Washington, D.C., with benevolent dictators like Walter Mondale, who will promise lots of things, never mind whether the promises are fulfillable or not. He will go to Moscow to kiss the bottoms of new generation of Soviet assassins. Never mind. He will create false illusions that the situation is under control. Situation is not under control. Situation is disgustingly out of control. Most of the American politicians, media, and educational system trains another generation of people who think they are living at a peacetime. False. The United States is in the state of war, undeclared total war against the basic principles and the foundations of this system. And the initiator of this war is not Comrade Andropov, of course. It's the system. However ridiculous it may sound, the world communist system, or the world communist conspiracy. Whether I scare some people or not, I don't give a hoot. If you are not scared by now, nothing can scare you. But you don't have to be paranoid about it. What actually happens now, that unlike myself, you have literally several years to live on unless the United States wake up. The time bomb is ticking. With every second, the disaster is coming closer and closer. Unlike myself, you will have nowhere to defect to, unless you want to live in Antarctica with penguins. This is it. This is the last country of freedom and possibility.
Okay, so what do we do? What is your recommendation to the American people?
Well, the immediate thing that comes to my mind is, of course, There must be a very strong national effort to educate people in the spirit of real patriotism, number one. Number two, to explain them the real danger of socialist, communist, whatever, welfare state, big brother government. If people will fail to grasp the impending danger of that development, nothing ever can help United States. You may kiss goodbye to your freedom, including freedoms to homosexuals, to prison inmate. All this freedom will vanish, evaporate in 5 seconds, including your precious lives. The second thing, the moment at least part of United States population is convinced that the danger is real, they have to force their government. And I'm not talking about sending letters, signing petitions, and all this beautiful, noble activity. I'm talking about forcing United States government to stop aiding communism. Because there is no other problem more burning and urgent than to stop the Soviet military-industrial complex from destroying whatever is left of the free world. And it is very easy to do. No credits, no technology, no money, no political or diplomatic recognition, and of course no such idiocy as grain deals to USSR. The Soviet people, 270 millions of Soviets, will be eternally thankful to you if you stop aiding a bunch of murderers who sit now in Kremlin and whom President Reagan respectfully calls government. They do not govern anything, least of all such complexity as the Soviet economy. So basic, two very simple, maybe too simplistic answers or solutions, but nevertheless they are the only solutions. Educate yourself, understand what's going on around you. You are not living at the time of peace. You are in a state of war, and you have precious little time to save yourself. You don't have much time, especially if you are talking about young generation. There's not much time left for convulsions to the beautiful disco music. Very soon it will go, just overnight. If we are talking about capitalists or wealthy businessmen, I think they are selling the rope on which they will hang very soon. If they don't stop, if they cannot curb their unsettled desire for profit, and if they keep on trading with the monster of the Soviet communism, they are going to hang very soon. And they will pray to be killed, but unfortunately they will be sent to Alaska probably to manage industry of slaves. It's simplistic. I know it sounds unpleasant. I know Americans don't like to listen to things which are unpleasant. But I have defected not to tell you the stories about such idiocy as microfilm, James Bond type espionage. This is garbage. You don't need any espionage anymore. I have come to talk about survival. It's a question of survival of this system. You may ask me, what is it in for me? Survival, obviously, because unlike, as I said, I am now in your boat. If we sing together, we'll sing beautifully together. There is no other place on this planet to defect to.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And guys, please like and subscribe. If you do like what you're listening to, please tell your friends and family. We definitely need them to get educated. Remember, reading and finances is very boring. It's not your television, it's not entertainment, it's not sports. It is boring, but it will save you through times like this. Because while everybody else is panicking, you stay calm because you know the whole game is rigged. Now guys, I want to thank those who purchased the book, also who have donated to the channel through Cash App, also Patreon. Just like I said, I want to thank you a lot. Keep it coming. And also, basically, we're just going to go over, you know I like to do 2 videos, but because, of course, the weather is changing, I'm only going to do one, so I'm going to combine it. Basically, like the video stated, that humanity is gone. And I'm only going to touch on this a little bit because I don't want to be on a soapbox. But as we can see, humanity is out. It's gone. I did have a little faith, but it's gone. This situation right here is proven You can look at the stores, toilet paper gone. I see all the videos, people fussing, fighting. You have people in lines buying guns and bullets, and just like I said, the grocery stores are empty. But nobody is looking at the actual corporates. Nobody is all distractions. So the fact is that everybody is looking at this virus, the virus narrative, and are panicking. When the fact is that if you understood the system, you would be calm, cool, and collected, focusing on making your money. The fact is that basically we honestly have people out here that are so selfish. It is out of this world. This is supposed to be, just like I said, supposed to be a godly nation. But those same people are worried about a virus. And just like I said, I don't want to get on my soapbox, but I want you to take this video, and I guarantee you in 2 weeks, we won't hear no more about this virus. That credit cards have been ran up. They're in more debt. They're not going to the representative saying, where is my 401k money? Where is my pension money? They're worried about a virus. And it's like I said, supposed to be a godly nation. And you never should worry about a virus. That's the least of your worries. But here we are. But guys, I also have a video that I'm going to be playing at the end of this, so make sure that you listen to the end. But as you can see, we are definitely in some trying times. Now, going over the markets, guys, and that's why I said we have to keep focused. You cannot be a part of the masses, as you can see. Just like I said, it's the most selfishness. I've never ever witnessed anything like this ever in my lifetime. I've never seen anything like it. So, like I said, it's definitely amazing. But I'm going to go over the markets really quick. Now, the Fed has said that they're going to be pumping $1 trillion into the market until the end of the month. So what does that mean? That means, guys, we're going right back up. While all these people out here are spending money, thinking we're in the end times, the market is going to go right back up and everything is going to go back to normal, but they're going to be broke. And at the end of the year, they're going to be laid off. Closings. Instead of preparing, getting your money together, saving your money, being patient, having faith. That's what it's supposed to be. That's what you're supposed to have in a godly nation. But unfortunately, we don't see that. That's how you know everything is a lie. So, basically, I definitely want you to take this video and show it to all the church people that go there. I'm sure you got plenty of them in your family, because I have them. Every Wednesday and Sunday, and they worried about a virus. It's truly amazing. But just like I said, the Fed is going to be pumping the market $1 trillion. So we're going to be going right back up. Goldman Sachs pumped $1 billion in their money markets, going right back up. Basically, I posted a video yesterday about the actual senators selling. So basically, they're defending their standpoint. Because guess what? They know it's all about the money. And that's why I need you to focus on. Now, guys, when Russia and Saudi has been playing this oil game, don't forget Venezuela. So at the time of this oil crash, Russia was helping out Venezuela. So I just want to make sure we're staying focused on real situations and understand that we're headed towards World War III. This virus is just nothing but a setup for them to get in place. The New World Order has never, ever showed their hand. Remember, guys, I keep you ahead of the game. The New World has never ever showed their hand to the masses. So all this panic is for no reason. They have never ever, not one time, showed their hand. They have not one time been in battle. Not one time. It's called Silent Weapons for Silent Wars. If anybody's read that book, they understand. So your water, your food, 5G coming. So nobody's worried about all the deaths that happen from you eating McDonald's and Wendy's. Nobody's worried about the deaths that happen when you drinking bad water. Putting this same water on your skin, which is your biggest organ. Nobody's worried about the GMOs. So is this flat out, just like I said, it's flat out amazing. I don't want to get on a soapbox. But also, guys, China is buying American stocks also. Remember, they already own all of our debt along with Japan. But the fact is, like I stated, the Fed, China, are going to buy up the rest that they already didn't have with this crash. Now, we also know that hedge funds were buying cruise lines before this crash. So you know what they did. They shorted, got paid, and now what's going to happen? They're going to ride it back up. So remember, when you trade, you making money as it goes down, and you making money as it goes up. Y'all know I'm big on swing trading. So that's all the game is. And basically, we also have United Airlines stated that, you need to bail us out or we're going to have to lay off workers. And that's going to be the narrative the whole way at the end of this year. All these companies that did all these buybacks, that's going to be their excuse of getting rid of mass amounts of people to get them off the books. This was all a setup that was going to happen anyway at the end of the year, guys. And this is going to enable them to roll out cryptocurrencies where they can afford to give you free money because it doesn't exist. You're going to get money. Free money. It's already set in the plans. It's already predictive programming. You had Andrew Yang, who didn't have a shot at becoming president. That was his whole narrative. Give everybody $1,000. Nobody gives anything for free, guys. It always comes with a price. That's why you invest now, get yourself straight, so therefore you don't have to do whatever it is in order to get this money. So cryptos and stocks, we're definitely headed back up. Right now, cryptos are like penny stocks, less than penny stocks. Guys, you only need 1 or 2 hits, and you're fine, you're set. And that's the mentality I need for you to have. But just like I said, humanity, I had faith in it. After this virus situation, have none whatsoever. I'm sorry, I have none. Something drastic would have to happen for me to have it, because I grew up in an environment where people helped each other out. So if it was some toilet paper there, people would be sharing with each other instead of selling out the stores. If it was some meat, people would be sharing with each other instead of selling out the stores. You're giving the same people who robbed you your money. So they're double robbing you. They already took out of your 401ks and pensions, laying you off, cutting hours, closing buildings. The waitresses are not even making any money because all these restaurants are closed. Waiters, waitresses, everybody. These stores are closed and these people are not getting paid. These people are not getting paid. This is real life situations. And these people are not getting paid. They have bills, kids at home that need food, that they normally would go to school to eat. Now they got to be at home to eat. So that's double the money. And you don't see us helping each other out. It's just out of this world. It's gone. America is gone. The devil's spirit has taken over this land, plain and simple. I've seen it with my own eyes. All the videos I see, is out of this world. And if you're conscious and you understand, and when I say devil, I'm not talking about no person with horns on top of his head or anything like that. I'm talking about the spirit. That's what I'm talking about, the spirit. Same way you got the Most High Spirit, you have the devil's spirit. And you see the devil's spirit around this nation after this situation where everybody is so selfish. It's out of this world. But that's what made me want to play this video, this next video. Because we see the devil, but because we want to have what other people don't have, we still do things to get it. So basically selling your soul. That's what we do. And Trump read a great speech about the devil. Because you know it's the devil, but you still do it. And guess what? America is going to pay the price. Guys, that's all I have for you guys. Don't forget the Crypto Teacher book, Amazon, BTC Teacher. Don't forget about the book. I have the links, Coinbase, BitTrue, Binance. Also, don't forget about the stocks. You have Robinhood, Webull, Fidelity, chip stocks, your banks, your Cobalt, your gaming, and guys, don't forget they're selling the narrative for the virus. You still have the virus stocks that I gave you in the previous videos. Also, anything that's coming to your house, Uber, Lyft, these toilet paper, toiletry stocks. Somebody commented, those are great stocks right now because, of course, they selling out. Amazing. Selling out, guys. I can't believe it. But, guys, please enjoy the video, and y'all have a wonderful day.
So I read this the other day, and I said, wow, that's really amazing. That's really incredible. And it's the snake lyric. On her way to work one morning, down the path along the lake, a tender-hearted woman saw a poor, half-frozen snake. Interesting. His pretty-colored skin had been all frosted with the dew. Oh, well, she cried, I'll take you in, and I'll take care of you. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman. Sighed the vicious snake. She wrapped him up cozy in a curvature of silk and then laid him by the fireside with some honey and some milk. Now she hurried home from work, and that night, as soon as she arrived, she found that pretty snake she'd taken and revived. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. Now she clutched him to her bosom. You're so beautiful, she cried. But if I hadn't brought you in, by now you might have died. She stroked his pretty skin, and then she kissed and held him tight. But instead of saying thank you, that snake gave her a vicious bite. Take me in, O tender woman. Take me in, for heaven's sake. Take me in, O tender woman, sighed the vicious snake. I saved you, cried the woman, and you've bit me. Heavens, why? You know your bite is poisonous, and now I'm going to die. Oh, shut up, silly woman, said the reptile with a grin. You knew damn well I was a snake before you took me in. Does that make sense to anybody? Does that make